Now on Fox 35 News.
Straight ahead, the tropics are a-brewing. Could we see our first hurricane of the season?
And find out what closed down these roads for repairs, and it's not construction.
Police spending their Saturday searching for shooting suspects.
A driver jumps the curb and then runs right into a business.
This could be the first NASA investigation of a crime committed in space.
And grab the coolers and koozies, Gators and Hurricane fans taking over O-Town for the kickoff of the college football season. Fox 35 Saturday starts now.
Live from the news station, Fox 35 News at 5 starts now.
And good evening, I'm David Bowden.
And I'm Heather Gustafson. Topping our news, the tropical Atlantic getting active.
That's right. Let's get straight over to Brooks Tomlin over in the Weather Center. And Brooks, it's looking very active.
Absolutely. Good afternoon, David. And Heather, good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're having a good Saturday. The weather here, absolutely spectacular. Of course, that's what it's like on the west side of a developing system right now. Here's a visible satellite. You can easily see area of low pressure down near the Everglades. That's the surface low. Looks like another area of low pressure finally trying to form off to our east, and if that happens, it'll be a tropical depression. Good news for us, it heads off to the north and the east. No impacts here except for drier weather. Now, out in the Atlantic, this system, way out in the Atlantic, we expect to start to see activity right now. That's what we have. Brand new tropical storm Dorian, winds of 40 miles an hour, moving to the west at 12 miles an hour. Plenty of time to watch Dorian. You can see on the left-hand side of your screen part of South America and the Caribbean Sea. Problem is, National Hurricane Center forecast shows that Dorian will start to make that west-northwest trek and become a hurricane more than likely in the next 48 to 72 hours. We'll have the full details on the tropics and our forecast in just a few.
All right, thanks, Brooks. Downtown Orlando is packed. Lots of events going on this weekend, including the big one.
Oh, yeah, it's the start of college football season starting in about an hour from now. The news station Samantha Sosa is live where all the action is. Hey, Sam.
Hey guys, well, there's traffic, road closures, and lots of people on foot. If you guys are coming downtown tonight, it might be a better idea to take an Uber or a Lyft. Take a look around. Orange and blue and orange and green everywhere you look.
Well, crews are working to repair a ruptured gas line near downtown Orlando. It happened near Michigan and Division. And some nearby businesses have been evacuated as a precaution. The leak happened on a spot where there were crews working to do some street repairs. No word yet on what caused that leak.
A truck left a huge hole in the side of a building in Pine Hills. A sign in front of the building actually says it's a traffic school. Crews got that truck out of there without any injuries.
The NTSB is now investigating what caused a plane to go down in Lake County. The pilot was killed when the experimental aircraft crashed and flipped over near Groveland. And in Marion County, a 3-year-old boy wandering on the streets alone gets hit by a car.
The driver racing off, but one man saw it all happen. Cornelius Thomas says he found the crying boy on the road around 1:45 Friday morning. That's when he went to get help. He saw this boy was on the road and then a passing car hit him and took off. FHP now searching for the driver of that car, described as a female in her 30s with light-colored hair, driving a gold Chevy.
Good thing I had my windows down and I heard the cry. I said, oh, a kid. Yeah, kind of choked up for that. And who hit him and why didn't they stop? You know, his mind going.
So that was Cornelius there. Deputies say the boy walked out of his home while his mother was sleeping, but they say it's not a case of neglect, just an accident. The boy is expected to be okay. And time for a look at some of the other stories making headlines at this hour.
A trooper with the Illinois State Police SWAT team has died in the line of duty. The 33-year-old trooper was shot and killed while serving a search warrant. He was then a 10-year veteran of the Illinois State Police. The tragedy is the first loss of an Illinois State Police SWAT team member in 20 years. 3 people who were at the home at the time of the shooting were all taken into custody.
6 people injured in a San Diego prison riot. About 100 people were involved in the riot Friday night. 2 of the 6 were airlifted out for serious injuries. It's not clear if all those injured were inmates.
And protesters hitting the streets in France as world leaders arrive for the G7 summit. Demonstrators showing concern over climate change and global inequality. Some even holding up effigies of the leaders, including President Trump and French President Emmanuel Macron. Next on the news station, what Walmart plans to do with that site of a mass shooting.
And a warning from the CDC as an investigation launches into what could be the country's first suspected case of a vaping-related death.
And NASA is investigating one of its own. Did this astronaut just commit the first crime in space? We'll tell you coming back.
Who's spending your tax dollars and why? We find the facts. You decide. Is it worth it or wasted? Only on Fox 35, the news station. Now, your Fox 35 Weather Authority with meteorologist Brooks Tomlin.
All right, good Saturday afternoon, everybody. Hope you had a good Saturday. I tell you what, the weather cooperated, didn't it? Anytime that we have a tropical system or even a tropical system trying to form off our east coast, we get that northerly flow, and that does knock down the rain chances. Guardian Live Weather Radar did have a few light sprinkles earlier today in Lake County and parts of northwest Orange County. Now, the bulk of the shower activity is gone. And then as we get into Monday, that's when we start to see the heavy downpours return. 93 degrees, the high temperature tomorrow, only a 30% chance of a passing shower. And then as we go into the work and school week, that solid 60-70% chance of showers and thunderstorms returns to Central Florida.
All right, thanks, Brooks. Here's a health alert. A relatively inexpensive medication that's a combination drug could be a key in reducing heart attacks and stroke risks. The combination pill is being tested, and it contains a statin and aspirin and 2 blood pressure medications all in one. Now, those taking the pill cut cardiovascular disease risk by 34%, and a risk of heart attack and stroke were lowered by 40%. The U.S. may have its first vaping-related death.
The news station's Robert Gray looks at how officials are warning of serious health problems caused by vaping. Coming up next on the news station, esports taking over Central Florida.
That's right. We'll take you to the new esports arena in Orlando, hosting a very big tournament today.
And big news out of Disney. The new plans just announced when we come back.
Amy Caulfield, weekdays on Good Day Orlando.
So we already know it's a big day for college football, but that isn't the only competition happening right now.
That's right, the Red Bull Conquest coming to the Fortress. Full Sail University's esports arena housing the Red Bull Conquest Tour. The event travels across the country to find the best fighting game players. Now, participants playing games like Tekken and Street Fighter, hoping to gain national recognition. Many impressed with Full Sail's Fortress.
As soon as I walked in, I was kind of blown away by how good everything looked. You know, we don't really see this type of production unless we're at like a full-blown studio and we're about to be on like a big event or something like that. So it was really cool to see just for like a local event, and it just, you know, shows how far we've come.
Well, the Orlando stop on Red Bull Conquest is the first on the tour. And we're getting new details from the official Disney fan club meeting happening this weekend out in California.
The news station's David Martin reports. But before any of those big changes happen, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opens to the public next week. The news station will have complete coverage. You can tune in, see David Martin over there having lots of fun, and then hopefully you can join them.
Are they going to take us too? We get to go?
I'm going to wait till the lines are a little shorter.
There we go. Well, next on the news station, a missing Stetson University student.
And lane closures on I-4 are causing traffic trouble this weekend. The latest on the issue with the Ivanhoe overpass.
Plus, searching for suspects after a man is gunned down in Orange County. The latest coming up next.
Time and temperature brought to you by Front Spot America. Happy together.
Now, from the news station at 5:30.
A deadly overnight shooting under investigation in Orange County.
The news station's Matt Trezza with neighbors' reaction.
And the I-4 Ultimate project hitting another bump in the road. Crews damaging the bridge on I-4 at Ivanhoe Boulevard, forcing them to shut down a lane, slowing down traffic that's usually bad enough. The lane finally reopening earlier today. And here's a live look right now at I-4 near Ivanhoe Boulevard. You can see the traffic is moving rather smoothly. You can see that left lane still blocked off there. We're going to keep an eye on that. We'll let you know when that finally clears up.
Today, Fun Spot America is hosting its Golden Rule Day. The event raises money for local schools. You can get single-day fun passes for just $25, and for every fun pass purchased, Fun Spot will donate $5 to Orange or Osceola County education programs. Next on the news station, new details on a trial that made national headlines.
Michael Drake guilty of killing a Central Florida man over a parking spot. Tonight, we have reaction.
Plus, an inmate seriously hurt while behind bars at a local prison. So who's to blame? We've got an update on this developing story coming up next.
And if you're about to hit the road and need to fill up, gas is $2.19 at the 7-Eleven on Mills Avenue and Virginia Drive in Orlando.
And then over in Titusville, $2.25 a gallon at the BP on Columbia Boulevard and Sisson Road. We'll be right back.
It's here, hurricane season. For maximum hurricane coverage, Fox 35, your weather authority.
We say we're the news station, and we mean it.
If it's breaking news, it's on the news station.
And nobody else covers Central Florida like us.
With more stories, more angles,
and news teams in more places.
When it comes to coverage, we don't compromise.
Every night, every newscast.
It's on Fox 35, the news station.
Trending tonight, all you pumpkin lovers, Kellogg's is bringing back a fan favorite snack for autumn. Pumpkin pie Rice Krispie treats. The crispy, crunchy snack puts a pumpkin-flavored twist on the classic marshmallow squares.
Ooh.
They'll be available for a limited time only.
Sounds very good.
More pumpkin.
Bring us more pumpkin. All right, Harley-Davidson is showing off its newest set of wheels, and it's an electronic bicycle. It's the first ever e-bike for the motorcycle manufacturer. It's described as light, fast, and easy for anyone to ride. So far, no release date just yet. Harley-Davidson already has an electronic motorcycle for sale. It's called Livewire.
Wow. Researchers say that man's best friend can help boost your heart health. A new study reveals people who own pets, mainly dogs, were more likely to engage in more physical activity. Now that makes sense. The experts also say pet ownership can help lower blood pressure, encourage a better diet, and lower your chance of developing heart problems.
Yeah. Oh, what a cute boy, too. All right, so how long do you sleep when you take a nap? If you take a nap. A new study says the perfect length is between 20 and 30 minutes, that power nap time. But if you nap longer than that, it can cause you to enter a deeper sleep cycle, making you feel more tired when you wake up.
That's what happens to me. A parody version of an iconic board game is taking social media by storm. Hasbro rolling out a socialism-themed Monopoly board. Monopoly Socialism makes fun of ideas such as vegan restaurants, all winners schools, and environmentalism. Some on Twitter are calling the game mean-spirited and ill-informed. It's available on Amazon.com for just under $45. And speaking of games, the new trend seems to be retro.
The news station's Andrea Jackson explains. Brooks, thank you so much. Sports is coming up next.
Fox 35's Evan Fitzgerald joins us with a preview of what's coming up. Hey, Evan.
Hey, that I do. Coming up, we will hear from the newly crowned starting quarterback for UCF, Brandon Wimbush, and head coach Josh Heupel will explain his choice. Plus, we'll get you set for tonight's Camping World kickoff. It's Miami and Florida. Adam Shadoff will have a live report coming up after this break. It may not have happened as quickly as some might have expected, but the end result is still the same, as Brandon Wimbush, the Notre Dame grad transfer, will be under center when UCF opens the season on Thursday night. Now, Wimbush got a good challenge in fall camp from freshman Dylan Gabriel. Now, finally, several people were taken away by ambulance after a lightning strike at the Tour Championship in Atlanta. Reports right now those injuries aren't life-threatening. Play has been suspended. We'll have more on this coming up at 10 o'clock in our news night. For now, I'm Evan Fitzgerald. We'll be right back.
All right, so the tropics are heating up. The area of disturbed weather to our east still yet to form. Tropical depression likely to form in the next 24 hours to our east, moving away from us. And then the big news, tropical storm Dorian formed earlier this afternoon in the central Atlantic. Plenty of time to watch Dorian. That being said, the Hurricane Center is forecasting Dorian to become a hurricane. 93 degrees, the high temperature tomorrow, again on the backside, the west side of that that storm system to our east. Predominantly fair weather, and then back to the heat, humidity, and storms to start the work and school week.
Well, that does it for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
We'll see you right back here tonight for Fox 35 News at 10.